You've been told your whole life that being nice makes you a good person. Be helpful, be kind, be understanding. But no one told you what happens when you become too nice. Because there's a moment, and you've probably felt it, when kindness stops being noble and starts becoming a weapon that people use against you. I call this the dark side of kindness. The 5 invisible ways being good quietly destroys your power, your confidence, and your self-respect. Let's break them down, one psychological trap at a time. The addiction to approval. There's a line between kindness and approval seeking, and most people cross it without realizing it. You don't help because you want to. You help because you're terrified of what people will think if you don't. Psychologists call this external validation addiction. It's when your self-worth is outsourced to everyone around you. Every thank you becomes a dopamine hit. Every moment of silence feels like rejection. But here's the problem. The more you chase approval, the less you respect yourself, because your brain starts associating kindness with weakness. You're teaching yourself that being liked matters more than being respected. And the moment you do that, people sense it. They stop seeing you as generous and start seeing you as useful. The endless apology loop, "I'm sorry," has become the new hello. Sorry for taking too long. Sorry for having an opinion. Sorry for existing. Most people apologize not because they're wrong, but because they're afraid of conflict. And that's where you lose power. Every unnecessary apology tells the world, "My presence needs permission." But strong people understand this. You can be kind without shrinking. Confidence isn't about being louder. It's about being unapologetic for taking up space. Next time you feel that instinct to say sorry, ask yourself, am I apologizing to fix a mistake or to make someone more comfortable? One earns respect. The other trains people to ignore you. The empathy overload. Let's talk about emotional burnout. You've become the therapist for everyone, friends, family, coworkers. You absorb their chaos, their drama, their pain. You call it empathy. But what you're really doing is self-abandonment disguised as compassion. Here's the psychology. Humans mirror emotional states. So if you constantly listen to people who complain, vent, or spiral, you start absorbing their mindset. You wake up tired, drained, anxious, not because your life is falling apart, but because you've been living inside other people's problems. Real empathy doesn't mean carrying their pain. It means understanding it without losing yourself in it. Protect your emotional bandwidth like it's oxygen, because it is. The generosity imbalance. Let's get brutally honest. If you're the kind of person who's always there for everyone, who lends money, time, energy, and never seems to get the same effort back, this one's for you. There's a psychological law at play here. Reciprocity bias. When you keep giving without limits, people stop feeling grateful. They start feeling entitled. Your help becomes the baseline. Your yes becomes expected. And that's when resentment starts to grow, quietly, slowly, inside you. The truth? Unconditional generosity sounds noble until it destroys your boundaries. Help people, absolutely, but help the ones who help themselves. Generosity should reward character, not enable laziness. When you stop rescuing everyone, you'll notice something wild. People who truly value you will step up. The ones who only valued what you gave them will disappear. Good. Let them. The fear of disappointing people. This is the final and most dangerous trap. The fear of being disliked. That quiet voice that says, if I say no, they'll think I'm mean. If I set boundaries, they'll leave. Here's the truth. Some people only like you because of what you let them take. When you finally stop giving it, they'll call you selfish, cold, or arrogant. But they're not mad because you changed. They're mad because they lost control. True respect only comes when you're willing to be disliked for doing what's right for you. That's emotional adulthood. That's self-respect. That's power. Teach rebuild OF power. Kindness isn't the problem. Uncontrolled kindness is. When kindness comes from fear, it enslaves you. When it comes from strength, it elevates you. So stop being nice to earn love. Start being kind because it's a reflection of your standards. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Start defending your space like it matters, because it does. And stop trying to please everyone. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be respected. If this hit you hard, good. It means you're finally done being the hero in everyone else's story and ready to become the main character in your own. Because next week, I'm breaking down 3 psychological tactics people use to test your boundaries and how to shut them down instantly. Subscribe, not because I need it, but because you do.